our today's class? Okay, very good. Now, in the previous classes, we have seen something about the forms of adjectives. Am I right? What are the forms of adjectives we have learned? Do you remember? We have learned about qualitative adjective, quantitative adjective, demonstrative adjective and also possessive adjective. These are the four forms of adjectives we have learned in our previous classes. In this class, I am going to discuss with you about the degrees of comparison of adjective. Till now we have seen the forms of adjectives. Now we are going to learn something about the degree or its kinds. Adjectives change its form based on the degree of the noun. What is meant by noun? Noun is a naming word. It may denote the name of a person, place, things, idea, anything. Am I right? So, based on the degree of this noun, the adjective change its form, change its degree, change its form. That is what called degrees of comparison. I'll tell you some examples, then you can understand what is meant by degrees of comparison. Already you have learned what is meant by degrees of comparison in your previous classes. This is just like a revision for you. Alright. Are you all ready for our today's class? Okay. Now look at the board. Here I have drawn 3 pictures. Can you see? I am poor in drawing. Just please adjust with me. This is a tree. This is a tree. This is also a tree. Tree is a naming word. It's a noun. Am I right? Tree is a naming word. It's a noun. These 3 are trees. Okay. Tree. So tree is a naming word. Now look at this first tree. Is it looks very big? No. When comparing with this tree is a little bit smaller in size. When comparing with this tree is smaller than this. Am I right? So, if we want to compare 2 or more nouns at a time, we need degrees of comparison because the adjective keeps on changing based on the degree of the noun. Now, this first tree is smaller than this tree. This tree is smaller than this tree. Am I right? So, if we want to compare these 3 nouns, we have to use degrees of comparison. The adjective changes its form based on the degree for the noun we are using. That is what called degrees of comparison. Now, I am telling this is a large tree. This is a large tree. Without comparing these 2 trees, just take only this particular tree and saying this is a large tree. Okay, without comparing anything. This is a large tree. But now, my friend or somebody else or you maybe is saying, no, this is not a large tree. This is the large tree. So, I have to compare these 2 trees now. So, what will I say? Or somebody, my friends, or maybe you. What you will say? This tree is larger than this tree. Am I right? This tree is larger than this. Let's give name for these trees. Okay. Let's give X. The name of the first tree is X. The name of the second tree is Y. And the name of the third tree is Z. Okay. What is the name of the first tree here? X. Second tree Y and the third tree Z. Now at first I am saying X is a large tree. X is a large tree. This is my opinion. My friend is saying that Y is the large tree. So we have a conversation and we have an argument. Finally, we came to a conclusion that Y, this tree, Y is larger than X. Can you see this picture? This tree is larger than this tree. Am I right? So, my friend is saying Y is larger than X. Here we are comparing two things. At first, I did not compare this tree with any other trees. Am I right? Did I compare this tree with anything? No. I said this is a large tree or X. Now we have given its name as X, isn't it? So, I am saying X is a large tree without comparing anything. So, what is the adjective here? This is a large tree. Large is the adjective. How? It is qualifying the noun. What is the noun here? Tree. Tree is the noun. I am adding a word large. This large is the adjective which is qualifying this noun tree. How the tree looks. Whether it looks small or big or stout or tall or short. That is adjective of quality. We have learned already. Am I right? Okay. Now I am saying tree is a noun. I am saying or I am adding an adjective here. X is a large tree. So an adjective here I am not comparing this noun with any other noun. I am not comparing this X tree with Y or Z. So such adjectives without any comparison is called as positive. There are three forms or three types of degrees in adjective. They are positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. Now, I am telling something about positive degree. How? I am not comparing this tree with any other tree. I am not comparing this noun with any other noun. Am I right? Without comparison, without comparing this X with Y or Z, I am saying X is a large tree. Okay. Here, the adjective large. X is a large tree. So, without comparing this particular adjective with any other is called as positive degree. Okay. Now, my friend told me that this Y is the large tree. So, finally, we came to a conclusion that Y is larger than X. Y is larger than X. Here, we are comparing two nouns. This particular tree and this tree. So, here we are comparing two trees and we came to a conclusion that Y is larger than X. Okay. Now, another friend came and he or she is saying that no, you both are wrong. You both are telling wrong and rubbish. Because this particular tree is a large tree. So another friend is saying X, this particular tree is a large tree. I am saying X is a large tree. My friend is saying Y is a large tree. And another friend is saying Z is the large tree. So finally, this friend is coming to a conclusion that by comparing these three, this is the largest tree. Am I right? When comparing with these two trees, this X is the largest. So, she or he is saying Z is the largest tree. Finally, our fight, our discussion, our conversation got over. Okay, so without comparing the noun with another noun, then it is positive degree. If we compare two nouns, it may be a place or things or object or whatever. It should be a noun. If we compare two nouns, then it is called as comparative degree. For comparative degree, we need the word than. This is better than that. He is better than her. Okay. So, the word than should be used in comparative degree. Then what about superlative degree? If we want to compare more than two. Here we have compared only two nouns, X and Y. That's why it is comparative degree. When in the case of superlative degree, we have to compare more than two things, more than two objects. Here we are comparing three trees, more than two nouns, and hence it is superlative degree. For superlative degree, the adjective keeps on changing. Let's discuss it. Okay. Till this, students, can you understand? Students, what is meant by the degrees of comparison? Adjectives change its forms based on the degree of the noun when we compare it with another noun. Okay, what are the three types of degrees? Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. What is meant by positive degree? If we are referring to a particular noun without comparing it with any other noun, without comparison, then it is called as positive degree. What is meant by comparative degree? If we are comparing two nouns, then it is comparative degree. What is meant by superlative degree? If we are comparing more than two nouns, then it is called as superlative degree. First, we have seen an example with a tree. Am I right? At first, we are not comparing the tree with the rest of the trees, and so it is positive degree. If we compare two trees, then we compare two trees, and it is comparative degree, comparison. Superlative degree refers to the comparison of more than two nouns. That is, we have compared the three trees and finally we came to a conclusion. Right. Now, let's take three animals. Dog, cat, rabbit. Okay. Dog, cat, rabbit. Do you all like these three animals? Okay. Now, one person, or I am saying dog runs fast. Dog runs fast. Okay. Here I am telling something about this dog. Dog runs fast. Here, did I compare this dog with any other animals? No. So, without such comparison, I am saying I am adding an adjective here. Fast is the adjective which is qualifying the noun. It is talking something about this dog. Dog is a noun, am I right? So, dog runs fast. Without comparing the dog with any other animals, I am telling something about the dog, that is, dog runs fast. Now, one of you rise up and is saying, no ma'am, you are wrong. Cat runs fast. Cat runs fast. So, now we are going to compare two nouns, dog and cat. When comparing these two animals, dog and cat, we come to a conclusion that cat is running fast. So how can we compare these two animals? Cat runs faster than dog. So for comparative, cat runs faster than dog. Here, than is a word we should use for comparative degree. Than is a word we should use for comparative degree. If you want to compare two things, okay, not for two or more things. If you want to compare two nouns, here we are comparing dog as well as cat. If you are comparing two nouns, we have to use this word than. Okay, this is better than that. Then, fast. Here we are adding er. Faster, large, larger, largest. Fast, faster, fastest. Actually, this word er, if this adjective is one or two syllable, then we can add er. If the adjective has more than two syllables, then we should use more. Okay. Let's see it in another example. So for now, we are comparing dog and cat. And come to a conclusion that cat runs faster than dog. We are comparing two nouns and thus it becomes a comparative degree of adjective. Now, another person is saying that rabbit runs fast. So, at first I am saying dog runs fast. One of you is saying cat runs fast, and so we compare dog and cat, and finally we come to the conclusion that cat runs faster than dog. We are comparing two nouns. Now another person is saying no, you both are wrong. Rabbits run fast. Okay. So now we have to compare dog, cat and also the rabbit. And finally we come to the conclusion, okay, we agree that rabbits are running fast. Okay. So now we are saying that rabbits is the fastest of all the animals. Okay. Students, I hope you all have understood what is meant by the degrees of comparison. Okay. The forms of adjectives. That's all. It is based on the comparison of the noun, one noun with other. Now let's learn some of the rules to be followed while changing this sentence from positive to comparative to superlative. Okay. There are certain rules to be followed. Now let's learn the first rule. In the first form, there is no superlative degree. There is only comparative and positive degree. There is no superlative degree in rule 1. Now, for positive degree, if the sentence has not so as, not so as, this will be there in the first rule. For example, coffee is not so good as tea. Coffee is not so good as tea. Here, this is a positive degree or positive form of sentence. Okay, not so as. This is a positive form of a sentence. Now, we have to change this particular sentence into comparative. How can we change this sentence, this positive form of sentence, than. Good. Good is the form of adjective in the positive form and its comparative form is better. Good, better, best. Usually we have learned large, larger, largest, big, bigger, biggest. But there are certain cases that say the adjectives form change completely. Just like good is not gooder, goodest. Okay. Good, better, best. So in comparative we have to use the comparative form of adjective, that is better. Good, better, good, better, best. This is for positive, comparative and superlative. Now we are going to change this particular sentence into comparative form. So we have to use the word than because we are comparing two nouns. Tea. Do you all like tea or coffee? Here somebody is saying coffee is not so good as tea. Coffee is not like tea. He likes coffee. So now we are going to compare coffee and tea. That is, tea is better than coffee. Here coffee is a noun, tea is a noun. We are comparing two nouns and so it is comparative form of degree, form of adjective. Here for comparative we have to use the word than. Here we are comparing coffee and tea. Okay. So tea is dash than coffee. Here good. Here in positive we have written good and in comparative it is automatically changing into better. Coffee is better than, tea is better than coffee. Here we are comparing tea and coffee. Okay. Let's see another example. Cucumber is not so cool as watermelon. Somebody is saying cucumber. Have you all seen cucumber? And watermelon? Okay. Cucumber is not so cool as watermelon. Here watermelon is a noun. Cucumber is a noun. Cool is the adjective. Okay. Not so as. This is a positive degree. Positive degree. Cucumber is not so cool as watermelon. Somebody is saying watermelon is the best one. Cucumber is not cool as watermelon. This is a person's opinion. Now we are going to compare this watermelon as well as cucumber. How can we say? We have to use the word than and the comparative form of this particular adjective. Now watermelon is cooler than cucumber. Here we are saying watermelon is better, is cooler than cucumber. Okay. This is the first rule. Can you understand, students? Now let's learn the second rule. In positive, the sentence will be no other as. Now look at this example. No other pet animal is as good as dog. No other pet animal is as good as dog. Here we are saying we are not comparing this dog with any other thing. We are not comparing the dog with cat or rat or rabbit. Okay. Here no other pet animal is as good as dog. This is a positive form of sentence. Now we are going to compare. We are going to change this sentence into comparative degree. While changing this positive into comparative, the rules is than any other. In comparative at first form we can only add than, but in this second rule we have to add than any other. If the positive form of the sentence has no other as, then the comparative should have than any other. Okay, now look at this example. Dog is better than any other pet animal. Than any other. Than any other is the comparative form. Okay, here we are saying no other pet animals. As group, there are so many kinds of pet animals. We are saying no other pet animal is as good as dog. So, we are comparing this dog with the rest of the pet animals. So, by the comparative degree, dog is better than any other pet animals. On the whole, any other pet animals. Dog is better than any other pet animals. Why? Why we have added this any other? Because in positive degree we have said no other pet animal. No other pet animal is good as dog. Okay. The rest of the pet animals as a group is compared with a particular dog here. So in comparative we are saying that dog is better than any other pet animals. Okay. Any other pet animals. Here the comparative form is than any other. The adjective here is good. Good is the adjective. In positive it is good. In comparative, good will change into better. In superlative, better will change into best. Good, better, best. Okay. So in positive, the adjective is good. In comparative, this changed into better. Dog is better than any other pet animals. Then how it will change in the superlative form? In the superlative form, we are coming to a conclusion that dog is the best. Okay. So, dog is the best pet animal. Good, better, best. Dog is the. So, the rule for superlative is the. No other as in positive. When it comes to comparative, than any other. In the form of superlative is the. Here we are comparing. We are comparing dog with the rest of the animals, and we are coming to the conclusion that dog is the best pet animal. This is what the second rule. Now come to the third rule. In the third rule, the positive degree will be very few as. In the second rule, we have compared pet dog with the rest of the pet animals. On the whole, we take it as a group. But here in the third rule, very few. It is not on the whole, but majority of the rest. Majority of something. Okay, very few. Now come to the example. Very few fruits are as sweet as mangoes. Do you all like mangoes? Is it a sour fruit? Is it a bitter fruit? No, it's a sweet, tasty, delicious fruit. Am I right? So, here in the positive form we are saying very few fruits are as sweet as mangoes. Very few fruits are as sweet as mangoes. Here we are saying something about mangoes. Mangoes is the noun here. What is the adjective in this sentence? Sweet. Sweet mangoes. Mangoes is the noun. Sweet is the adjective. It is saying something about this mango. So, very few fruits are as sweet as mangoes. Here this is the positive form of this sentence. How can we write this into a comparative form? In the comparative form, the rule is than many other or most other. In the second rule, we have learned than any other. Than any other. Nothing can be compared with pet dog. Than any other. But here, than many other or most other. Not on the whole. Not as the rest. Not as the rest of the fruit. But majority of the fruits. Okay. So here, than many other or most other. Majorly. majority, not on the whole, not as whole, but maximum. So we are going to compare mangoes with the rest of the maximum fruits, not the rest of the entire fruits, but maximum. So how can we write? Mangoes are sweeter than many other fruits. Mangoes are sweeter than many other fruits, not than any other fruit, which means completely the rest of the fruits are not sweeter. Okay. Here very few is there. Positive, in the positive form we have written very few fruits. And so in comparative we have to write than many other, or we can use than most other. Okay. Mangoes are sweeter than in many other fruits. Many other is the comparative rule to be used for this sentence. Sweeter. Sweet is the adjective. Sweeter is the comparative form of the adjective. This is the positive form of the adjective. This is the sweeter is the comparative form of adjective. Then what will be the superlative form of the adjective sweeter? Very good. It is sweetest. Sweet, sweeter and sweetest. So for superlative degree we have to write is one of them. Very few fruits. Here we are saying to the maximum level, not on the whole. Than many other, most other, not any other, not on the whole, to the maximum. Here is one of them. There are so many sweet fruits are there, but we are taking this particular fruit, that is, it is one of the sweetest fruit. So mango is one of the sweetest fruit. Can you understand, students? It is also one of the sweetest fruit, which means is one of them. This particular noun is one such thing, one such idea or one such quality we are comparing. Okay, not only mangoes are sweet, there are so many other fruits are also there. So we are writing mango is one of the sweetest fruit. We cannot say mango is the sweetest fruit. Why? Because we are comparing mangoes with only few fruits to the maximum level of fruits, not on the whole. So we have to write in the superlative form as mango is one of the sweetest fruit. If we use the second rule, that is, no other fruit is as sweet as mangoes. Here we are taking mango with the rest of the fruits. Okay, so we can write mango is the sweetest fruit. We are comparing mango with the rest of the fruit. Then we can say mango is the sweetest fruit. But here we are not comparing this particular mango fruit with the whole, the entire fruits. No. We are only taking to the maximum level, not all the types of fruits, all the varieties of fruits. We are taking only a few. So, very few fruits are as sweet as mangoes. We are not taking it as a whole, and that's why this rule should be followed in the third rule. Students, can you understand? So, students, what we have learned today? We have learned about the degrees of comparison. It is nothing but the different forms of adjectives based on the nouns. If we are comparing the nouns, one noun with another, the adjective keeps on changing. That is what called degrees of comparison. And what are the three types of degrees? Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. Positive degree means we are referring to a noun without comparing it with another noun. Comparative degree means we are comparing two nouns. That is comparative degree. Superlative degree refers to the comparison of more than two nouns. Is that clear? Students, I hope you all have understood our today's class. See you all in the next class, students. Until, take care. Thank you.